And here we go. First game up, we're looking at Rogue and Warlock. Warlock for Massan and Rogue at the top of your screens for Orange.
Oh man, look at this hand from Massan. I already love it. Mistress of Pain, Twilight Drake. It looks like... So, I talk about different kinds of Warlocks. You basically have Zoo, obviously, you have Handlock, but then there is this new Darkwonix deck that Eco played at Battle of the Best. And Darkwonix played it as well. It's called, I think it's called Darklock 2.0, where you don't have... It looks like Handlock without the Giants. You do have all the heals, you do have a Mistress, you do have a lot of removal. He might also be playing an Arcane Golem version. So it's really hard to say what exact list he's playing right now.
Yeah, Warlock's definitely gotten a bit harder to read. There's the sneeze for the late game there, and just a life tap early on, not going to be a big of a deal. Jiraxis there too, so Massan's pretty set for the end of the game. He just needs to figure out a way to get there.
Alright, so Massan is playing the version, the Darkwonix control version, and Orange, like his Rogue, he is playing, I feel, like standard mid-range Rogue. Maybe he has an Auctioneer, he doesn't have to. He is running Edwin, which is interesting. Like, not all the Warlock builds are running Edwin. But still, this version is really powerful. You just try to control the board. You have a lot of AoE cards. He doesn't have any weapon buffs for now, but he got his Blade Flurry. So definitely an interesting matchup here.
Yeah. And at 4 mana, I mean, the Violet Teacher is just a plain out play here for Orange, but do you really want to keep that out there if it's not going to have an immediate impact? I think you might as well. You know, you haven't seen much, I guess. You saw Mortal Coil, and that's it.
Well, with Mistress of Pain, you can make the guesses that if you were following the tournaments, I think the safe bet is that this is the Darkwonix version. And now the question is, what's your matchup? Like, is your matchup good versus this deck? I would say Rogue has a good chance because this deck is running a lot of, well, it's really tough to say. Like, there are only 2 taunts, there are Sludge Belchers, but then there is a lot of heal. So if the Rogue is behind, it might be really tough to get ahead against this deck, especially facing Twilight Drake.
Yeah, now with that Twilight Drake, not too many obvious options here. You do have a Sap. Yeah, he just top decked that for Orange.
Yeah, but then Sap is not really doing much. I mean, it's giving you some tempo, but this Twilight Drake is going to return. So you have to... If you're using Sap, you have to build up the board and start pushing with damage. Just get them low and be able to kill them before they take control over the board. And this Warlock, normally we don't see any AoEs in Massan's hand, which is unlucky for Massan, but normally it's running a lot of AoEs like Hellfires and Shadow Flames.
Yeah, so it just comes right back out as we expected. And like you mentioned, Orange does build up the board there with his Edwin, just, you know, even if it's just a 4/4, just putting it down there. But now actually at 10 health, and Orange didn't even get to put damage down because he had to get rid of the Mistress. So really just buying himself 1 turn to put down more minions. Looks like he's just going to do the same thing again.
Yeah, Orange is kind of in trouble because he might be expecting a Shadow Flame, but on the other hand, there is no way to play around it. So he just has to go all in, play minions, and go face. He has a lot of burst potential in his hand with Double Eviscerate and Deadly Poison. But he might be struggling against all those heals. On the other hand, Massan is also in a tough spot because...
Yeah. He hasn't gotten any of that AoE yet. And, you know, there's some really solid targets that he wanted to go for with the Twilight Drake. So he goes ahead with the Azure Drake and just going to put down the Farseer too.
Yeah, and it's an interesting gamble. I think Massan, if Orange doesn't draw like even more burst, Massan is in a good shape because he's going to heal himself and he's going to trade the board. So eventually he's just going to pressure Orange to just not have a board, and he will have a stable health potential. Like right now he has so much health heal in his hand. It's like 11, 14, and Jirax is just crazy. Even more like with double siphon. So
yeah, and Orange right now, just plenty of spells, which, you know, he's going to be able to put down those tokens from the Violet Teacher, but they can only get you so far, especially the second that AoE comes out from Massan, right? All those tokens are going to be meaningless, but nice use of the Deadly Poison and the Rolling Blade there. And yeah, he knows he just has to start going for that damage.
That was a very nice play. I think... Oh, there is a Hellfire, but
Oh.
still... Massan is super low right now.
Yeah, I mean, if he uses that, he's gonna definitely have to go for the Earthworm Farseer and... Alright, actually, he's just gonna go for the Edwin because he clears the whole board. Alright.
Wow, this looked really bad for Massan for a moment, but this Hellfire is actually a fantastic card. He got back to the game. He has those heals as we mentioned, so right now Orange doesn't have lethal in hand.
No, not yet. Very close, but no spell power on board, so he's gonna use for the draw.
Massan can just go back to like 20.
Yeah, he's just gonna not much gonna be done here. Ah, you just use the prep for the Phantom Knives and he gets to sprint, so that's a little bit of a shame for Orange too.
Yeah, but still Sprint is a fantastic card to replenish your hand. Like, next turn he will be able to... If he doesn't have lethal, he can just go for Sprint and draw some outs.
Mm-hmm. No. I mean, Massan has to heal. One of several ways that he's had since the beginning of the game here.
Yeah, but then he's dead. Right? No, it's like, wait, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's game.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Just needed that one bit.
Is that game? He does. No, he doesn't have mana for everything.
2, 5.
He can't activate both of them. Oh man, this is so close.
Oh, because he can't activate both. Yeah, you're right. Oh, so you're just gonna have to wait one more turn. But that's buying Massan enough time, for sure.
Well, still, Orange has an initiative. He got Massan super low, so Massan is in defense mode, and Orange just refilled his hand. So Sprint was amazing here.
Yeah.
And even if Massan heals, can he keep up the defensive stance and just... I
mean, Massan's at, what, 6? So, alright, so he's gonna go for more health over just playing Jiraxis there, and also puts the minions on board. 17 right now. We have the spell power, the Azure Drake in Orange's hand, but he's gonna... Looks like he could go for the Lothar, but I'm trying to calculate potential damage, which isn't too much. He could have done 7 from hand and then 3 on board, so 10. He also has the backstab if he wants to trigger a combo off of that.
I think what Orange has...
Yeah, go ahead.
What Orange has to do is just try to clear the board and continue clearing, because Massan is low on cards. Like, he used a lot of healing cards already. Like, we've seen Farseers, the heal bots, one Siphon Soul, and he doesn't have a very good way to put a wall and protect himself. He's also not being aggressive at all, so Orange doesn't feel threatened right now, and he has seen enough cards to know that this deck is probably the one that's not aggressive.
Oh, keeps him right at 15. Now, like you mentioned, seen pretty much all the heal that he's really expecting. We do see one more Siphon Soul on our end for Massan here. That's some awkward mana left after the life tap.
Well, what he needed was like Shadow Flame. He was probably looking for that. BGH with Shadow Flame would clear and put him on a pretty healthy spot. But then, yeah, with Lothar, mostly sealing Shadow Flame, because there are no minions that Massan can play in Shadow Flame. It seems like a checkmate from Orange.
Yeah, there's not really any way to get rid of all of that. Demon Heart coming out for 10 mana now with the Lothar. I don't think there's a way out here, even with the Sledge Belcher.
You can Demon Heart Lothar just for the giggles. Yeah, unfortunately for Massan, there is no card that can save him right now. Shadow Flame would be great, but like it's just too expensive with after Lothar. So the damage output is, how much is there even?
I mean, there's already going to be 11, 12, 13, 14 on board, and then you've got the Eviscerate for 4. So even if he puts his Belcher down, right, it soaks up Lothar, and then, let's say the 2 tokens. That's 9, 10 damage there, so should be game. Yeah, there you go, just Demon Hearting the Lothar. And that will be game for Orange. And the Tinker Sharpsword Oil coming out too, just in case Orange didn't have enough damage. But that's going to be game one going to Orange after what looks like could have been some more tug of war from Massan, but the Lotheb also coming in. And the AoE coming just a little bit too late for Massan.
Let's evaluate the hands. What do you think about the Rogue's hand?
Well, the Rogues got what? The Edwin's there again, the Violet Teacher's there again. You also have the coin this time for Orange. So that's a pretty good start for Orange. I don't think he's going to be too worried. I guess he's not too happy about necessarily hogging both oils from the get-go. Would have rather seen a couple other things to play early on, but it's still just going to be hero power versus hero power for the first couple turns.
Yeah, I think still it's not bad. He got the Violet Teacher. He will be able to get the ball rolling. And what you want as a rogue, you want to develop the board and like continue dealing damage. I'm not sure if he's running Assassin's Blade, but it's definitely possible. Where on Massan's side, well, he got like a lot of endgame cards. So this hand, for me, it looks bad. The only good card I see is Harrison Jones. Well, obviously, Shield Slam will be useful as well as a removal card for the Violet Teacher. But then Harrison Jones will be amazing to draw cards and deal with a buffed weapon. But other than that, endgame cards might be tough. But on the other hand, maybe Orange will be a bit slower with what he's doing. And Massan will be able to get to develop the Dr. Boom and then go into Alexstrasza and Grom finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's already got 6 armor, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. Orange did use the Phantom Knives just to see if he could draw anything else to really get the ball rolling a little bit faster post Violet Teacher. But all he got was the sprint. Now he's got the, I believe the last thing he drew was a Lotheb. You can't really see the icon anymore. Yeah, there we go. And you're just going to put that out there.
So he goes for the Lotheb. It's a pretty smart play because he knows that Lotheb is not going to get killed by a Shield Slam. So it's proof to deal some damage. Also, it's a good counterplay against Sludge Belcher. So if Sludge Belcher will be played, the Lotheb is not getting killed and it can kill Sludge Belcher easily.
Yep. And the Harrison come out right away because there were both the 2 uses left, durability left on Orange's Stagger. Even if it wasn't buffed, Massan really could have used a couple more cards, and he got cards he would have liked to see. I mean, 6 mana cards right there. Shield Maiden and Sylvanas.
Yeah, Massan's hand improved exponentially with Execute, with 6 mana cards. He actually has a lot of potential to control the game, and he has the combo, so he's not dinging for the combo. He has all the tools already. It's just live turn 9, and then develop the Grom and Whirlwind on turn 10 for the kill.
And the Shield Slam gonna come through, I would presume.
Yeah, you do have to kill this.
Yeah. Or, I mean, you could go for the Execute. So I was wondering which one he was gonna go for, just because he shield blocked right away, and I thought maybe he just rounded out with the Slam. But at this point, I guess he also wants to start developing his own board, because we are gonna start rolling into that later portion, and he wants to be able to keep alive his late game cards.
I think it's a smart play because Execute needs an enabler, and he had mana to enable Execute with the Taskmaster. And on turn 7, he will be able to play Shield Maiden and then Shield Slam. Like, even if he loses the armor, Shield Maiden will give him armor back, so he will be able to use that. Where he wouldn't be able to use Execute.
Very true.
So we are going to see. Are we going to see Sprint here, or is like? Orange is not developing minions anymore. That's
interesting. He opted to kind of go for, well, he went for the Lotheb because he wanted something that could really survive the next turn instead of going for the earlier Violet Teacher. And now it looks like it might be biting him back. Now he's gotten minions that he would have liked to see earlier, but not enough mana to play them.
Well, now he has a full hand. He has a lot of options, but then again, he doesn't have initiative, which is really important for his warrior. So right now, Massan has all the tools he needs. He can just develop Dr. Boom right now, and even if Dr. Boom gets sapped, you still have the bombs.
Yeah, I don't think Massan's going to be too worried about the sap here. I mean, if so, he can just get 2 extra bombs. That's probably how Massan's looking at it.
Yeah, also sap is like 2 mana, so Orange, if he decides to sap Dr. Boom, there's like no good option, because then the Boom can come back and you still spend 2 mana, so you only have 5 mana on the turn. With all those cards, you would love to have as much mana as possible.
Yeah, it's getting tough. Orange also already took, a little bit of damage using his oil to clear the board. So that damage not only didn't go to face, but he took some damage himself. And it's not a place you want to be when you're behind and the warrior's still above 30 effective health. Post turn 6, 7 here.
Yeah, I'm thinking just what is the possible play that he can do here? And can he not sap Dr. Boom? But I don't think he can just ignore Boom here. He just has to sap this. But what do you play then? You have 5 mana left. It's like there are no good plays. Maybe you just play Violet Teacher.
Yeah, I was wondering.
But then that's on curve. That is spending. That's using the cards you have. Mm-hmm. And Harrison Jones is out of the way, so you're not afraid of losing your weapon anymore.
Right.
Okay, he decides to keep the deadly poison.
Okay. Wow.
4 damage to Violet Teacher. It's just brutal. It's like losing a turn.
I mean, this was just meant to be. And there we go. Dr. Boom's back.
Massan is like, sure, just spend your turn for nothing. Just replay my turn.
This looks like it was meant to be for Massan, rather. In game 2 here, that went as well as you could have wanted it for the warrior. Well, now you don't even have the sap. So,
is there even a way to clear Dr. Boom right now? If you like backstab, then you have to deal 5. Well, you can attack into it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you can let poison, and then maybe
Tinkers.
Yeah, or like Flurry. I don't know if you want to attack into Boom with your face. Because if you don't clear Boom, there's a possibility of Alexstrasza coming next turn, and then you'll be on a super low.
The Alexstrasza is there for Massan, so
Orange in one of the toughest spots in his life.
I don't think there's really a way out of it, especially considering we know Massan's hand, and there's really no getting around that.
Well, but this only underlines the fact how powerful Dr. Boom is as a card. It's just the 7/7, and also those Boom bots threatening the damage. Like the Boom bots were able to clear Violet Teacher last turn, and right now like 6 damage to face.
Wow. Well, he got rid of it, and he's got a minion. And he's already down to 15 health, so the Alexstrasza isn't going to do as much damage.
Massan is just setting up lethal for next turn. Just Death's Bite, you can attack face and play Belcher. Oh, he actually decides to clear. Well, he has all the tools he needs.
Yeah,
like,
he's just going the safer route.
True.
He can still get lethal easily here, unless we see the anti-Keelbot come out. But even that's like a tough choice for Orange right now, because it's like, well, if I heal, it's really just buying time to lose, it seems, at this point in the game. If you're in Orange's spot, it doesn't really help you win. It just helps you stay alive for one more turn.
Yeah, right now what Orange has to do is probably assume that there is nothing in Massan's hand. That Massan's hand is like full of, I don't know what, like cards that he can't use, and then make a play assuming that there is nothing he can play next turn.
Yeah, Warrior with 8 cards on turn 10 probably has nothing to use. I know what you're saying, but I think that's pretty hard to imagine right now.
Oh man.
So just clearing that, and Massan's okay with that. I'm sure he's not too concerned. Now, what's the safest and most surefire way for Massan to close things out here? Do you put the Alexstrasza down?
I think Massan is he is playing really safe, so he thinks about clearing this. I don't know. Well, if he attacks into this, he will drop to 21. So I'm not sure if he's going to go with Alexstrasza. Like a safe play would probably be something like kill this, maybe play Shield Maiden, and maybe Acolyte even. Like.
Right. So I was just about to say, yeah, if you're not going to play the Alexstrasza, why not just put the Acolyte down and then get one draw off of it with the Despite? But that's not going to be the play he goes for.
Oh, that's an interesting
play.
Pretty nice. He gets
so
6.
Yeah, he played it safe the last turn, so now he's revving up the engine here to go for lethal and forcing Orange to make a choice.
That was a pretty good play because he used like the death rattle from the weapon, the token, and the whirlwinds to be able to kill the minion without taking damage himself and putting Orange super low. So Orange, yeah, just attack the Grub.
Yeah, he didn't. He needed another spell there to make things work, but got the Assassin's Blade and Massan.
Nice. Having Wild Growth is super important. You want to have Wild Growth versus Warrior. And then you want to have, Innervate as well.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
Oh my god, it looks like a turn 3 Kern.
Yeah. Orange, yeah, he's just going to start ramping up right towards that Karen and then the Dr. Boom. And he will get there in no time, given the cards he's had.
Alright, and on Massan's side, he's getting this Armor Smith. But then he needs to armor up enough to be able to kill a 6 toughness minion, because you do want to kill this like a Druid of the Claw innervated. He's probably not expecting Kern from Orange.
Right.
Oh my god, Orange is going for turn 5 Dr. Boom, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, he got the Shade, so why not play that instead of innervating the Kieran and then having an awkward turn 5. Ooh, well, he's still got the Shredder too, so Orange might be a little tempted to show his innervate too early, but it's never wrong to innervate a big minion out, so.
Yeah, especially if you can play Kern on turn 6. It's like,
yeah,
turn 3 basically, turn 3 Shade of Naxxramas into turn 4 Dr. Boom into turn 5 Kern. You can never go wrong with that.
A timely big game hunter that's been there from the beginning for Massan, though, is going to help him out, and he gets rid of the Shade too.
So Massan was able to somehow deal with that, which is great for him, because you can just lose to a turn 4 Dr. Boom being played. Yeah. But still, Orange's hand is very good versus Warrior. Like, what Warrior struggles against are Defral minions, because you do have a limited amount of removal, and those minions just come back. Orange has them, but then on Massan's side, he has a lot of removal still. Like, he has a second Shield Slam, he has the Brawl, he has the weapon and Armor Smith, so he's just drinking his tea, you know, just relax.
I love it. I love Massan's just drinking his tea. He's got his pot next to him. Especially, you know, I'm in the same time zone with him here in Korea, so just knowing what it feels like to be up at this hour, drinking tea is definitely the way to go.
By the way, Orange is thinking about using his hero power as well. I'm not sure if there is merit to that, but that's definitely a play you want to think about. Like, play hero power, and
then the Shredder,
the GH, and then Shredder.
Yeah, because Orange, he tagged the BGH earlier with that one bomb, hoping that it would just clear, because then it would just be the Karen go-to for sure, but he didn't really want to keep it around, so he puts the Shredder down. Still the same 4 damage, but of course now it is going to get cleared by the Death Bite.
I think the reasoning here was, again, Sludge Belcher being played on 5. He really respects those Belchers. He wanted to have like 5 attack, and still play that Karen afterwards. Well, the Karen is finally going to get played.
Wouldn't be bad. I mean, sure, you can clear the Karen part of it, but then the Recombobulator will also stay alive if he does that. So either way, Orange has a pretty sticky board. And for those watching, of course, we'll actually get to keep the winner from Duck Wars on for a tabletop. And then, of course, we'll have turn 2 after that. So, you know, if you're just going to chill out with some Hearthstone, you might as well stick around on this channel as we see the Karen getting taken out. As expected, even if the Recombobulator lives, I mean, you definitely want to get rid of Karen so that... Oh, there you go. Shield Maiden and Coin to get rid of Bane.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to deal with Karen. Like, I think Orange waited too long. Massan got to a point where he can easily deal with the Karen. He also got lucky with the bomb hit, so he took only 1 damage from it. Right now, he is... safe on 21 points of health and having a 5/5 on the board, where Orange just has this double Savager and no board to come with it. He develops Spectral Knight, but this is something that Massan can easily deal with.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Karen was a little bit slow there, but you know, in Orange's shoes, of course, not knowing the cards in Massan's hand, you couldn't really fault him for any of the plays he chose. There were always just 2 options ready for him. And now, wow, look at that board for Massan. He's set and ready to go. He's going to start ranking up that armor with the Armor Smith. Well, there's one combo.
Whoa, that's important. By the way, like one of the most annoying things when playing against Warrior is Sludge Belcher with Armor Smith on his back. Just whatever you do, you have to spend so many like attacks and you just give them life.
Yeah. Well,
what does this combo change, by the way? I think he can. Is he
clear? Yeah, I think you kind of have to. Because otherwise, right? Because first of all, if you don't use it, you can't get rid of the Belcher, in which case your Spectral Knight most likely will die next turn with a variety of options, even if it's only 4 cards in Massan's hand. So yeah, I think you do have to use one. I'm seeing that we have seen 2 Savage Roars. I think it's and the other cards he's used, I think it's safe to assume he's gonna have 2 sets of the combo. So you just gotta bank on that for Orange right now.
Yeah, it definitely seems that he has 2 sets. So he will be hoping to draw another part of the combo.
Yeah.
But now he has to make a decision if he goes for the trade or goes for face. He has 12 points of damage, so he could possibly get Massan to what, like 9? So then if Massan doesn't have a way to heal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Massan right now is a good decision from Massan. There were only 2 cards in Orange's hand. So Massan is setting up a board where he is going to get advantage. And wow, Orange will have to attack.
He's like, all right, you know what? I'll just soak up 10 damage. Like, I'll do it if it gives me a win. There we go. It's I mean, Orange, yeah, and if you keep the Shredder out there, you just have to hope that you draw into the Force of Nature.
What's just crazy is that if Orange top decks Force of Nature, he wins the game.
Yeah.
Even if he gets, oh my god, now if he gets rid of the claw. Wait, how much damage? It's 8, 10. It's really close.
I
Orange
mean,
just has to close his eyes and go forward.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you have to put the Grove down. Just do 2 damage to face. And then just hit and hope that the rag doesn't hit your face, right? That's the best you can do.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Massan has the Shield Maiden, so he will be able to just protect himself, develop a board, and if Orange doesn't draw Force of Nature next turn, he is
then
in a bad shape.
Yeah, then the game's probably over, given the Shield Maiden and the Death Spite, but we'll see. I mean, even just the Shield Maiden, right? If like, Orange should still be able to have lethal, even if Rag hits either the Keeper or the Shredder, just because one of them will stay alive. Or if the Shredder gets hit, then a token will come out from that. So
Orange here had a couple of decisions, by the way. Like, he could use the Savage Roar to clear Ragnaros, like Savage Roar and Keeper to clear Ragnaros. He could also keep the Keeper for a possible Sludge Belcher next turn, and then try to top deck Force of Nature and win in 2 turns. But he just, yeah, the only good choice was probably to just go for face, especially if you have the Savage Roar, and you know that if you top deck Druid of the Claw, you might win.
Yeah, so
he still might
Massan.
win this.
Yeah, Massan going for the getting rid of the Keeper to increase his chances for Rag rather than trying to go for the face, and it does hit. So Massan's like, oh man, if I had hit face, game would be over right now. But it's not there, and I mean, even if he gets a hit with the Wrath, though, it's
Druid of the Claw and it's over.
Oh yeah, that's true. If he gets Druid of the Claw,
and he doesn't get it.
Well, now you gotta. What can you do? You gotta heal, and then you gotta hit with the Shredder.
Well, you still do have a minion, and you'll have actually 2 minions.
Yeah, and you gotta heal there, so the Death Bite doesn't give the killing blow.
It's so crazy, actually, because can Massan clear this board, by the way? Yeah, he can clear. This is over. Like, he can actually...
Oh, he can clear, yeah, with the Execute. I forgot about the Execute.
Orange was so close. He needed one top deck.
Oh, man. But that's the way the top decks go. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Up and hand lock in general, always kind of a 50-50 minimum for a lot of decks, so... Orange avoiding that for now and going for the mirror matchup against Massan himself with the Warrior.
Warrior versus Warrior is very interesting because you can be aggressive and you can be the player who is dealing damage, dealing with opposing armor. But a lot of players, like, it really depends on the style. Like, some people play it really aggressively so that you are in the offensive one, so your opponent doesn't have armor and you just push with damage. But then a lot of players just go defensive mode as well. You just armor up, armor up, armor up, try to get as much armor as possible, and then, like, move and counter move. So they play weapon, you play Harrison. Whoever plays Alexstrasza has an edge, and you try to, like, get as much armor as possible and just win with card advantage.
And speaking of Alexstrasza, Massan's the one who already has it in hand, so if both players go for the passive play, Massan's okay with that, because he knows turn 9 he can just burst orange down.
Also, I think Dr. Boom is really important in this matchup, because if you don't have a way to answer that, you will be in trouble. Bombs will get your armor down. Using a removal is super important. Like, trying to force your opponent to use executes on targets like Sludge Belcher, and Shield Slam on targets like Sludge Belcher. It's everything is a fight of limited resources here.
Yeah. Finally, we've stopped the tapping wars, and we've got the Sludge Belchers on both sides, albeit.
It's a mirror match, right?
Yeah. It's as much of a mirror match as we could expect.
Shilena is also good, but then Sylvanas. Oh man, it's really tough to say who has an advantage right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can really call it just yet. Gonna see similar plays here. Well, Massan's now contemplating, right? Because exactly, it's too hard to call, and now going into post 5 mana, we have a lot more options for both players, especially Massan, who's got combination of things he could do.
Yeah, what you want to do probably is to get rid of Acolyte of Pain before it draws more cards in one. It's a very useful card, specifically if you have a 1-attack minion on board. But Massan knows that for now there was no really a good way to remove it. That might be enough for him. Yeah, so Orange is going to take advantage here and draw one card, like draw the first card from Acolyte that is going to draw more cards for him. And then, just develop stuff.
Yep, if you can get 2 draws from Acolyte, you're good to go with that one. So, I guess Sylvanas is alright. There really wasn't much of an option because you couldn't Whirlwind just to get rid of the taunt, and you don't want to have to use your axe there. So it looks like Orange does have a slight edge.
Yeah, Sylvanas is fine because if your opponent has Dr. Boom, like, you always have to look at the mana. So if there is a Dr. Boom, he will have to trade his whole board into your Sylvanas. Well, possibly you can also go face and then play Dr. Boom, but this is not the style of how the Warrior game will develop. Like, those games mostly end with one player having an advantage and then pushing with damage, but then there's always a brawl on one side, so you can't really extend.
Yeah, so Orange just gonna go for the draw for now to see what he gets and an execute.
Is he going to play Sylvanas himself? Wow, that's a super risky play.
Yeah, that's really risky.
Oh, he's going to Shield Slam his own Sylvanas.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah,
all
because
right,
I was thinking, like, you can always Shield Slam the Sylvanas, so if you just play it, your opponent can just, even if there is like a small taunt. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I didn't see the slam in his hand, but actually made it a lot safer now for Orange. Well, what's gonna be?
Oh.
Well, at least you can still get rid of it, so it's not the end of the world, but it doesn't feel too good for Massan.
Yeah, definitely. He had to use the Whirlwind, so he is, and he had to use the Brawl, so he is basically spending resources on things. And Orange right now has many more cards. He used Acolyte before. He has armor. He has health. He is in a good shape.
Yeah, the Alex Strauss is still there for Massan, but again, he has a lot of armor on Orange, so I don't think Orange will be too concerned.
Ragnaros is pretty nice because you develop Ragnaros and you force your opponent to deal with it. But then again, you want to play something smaller to just bait removal. Because if you play Ragnaros, it's cool, but then they just execute it or shield slam it.
Yeah, I mean, same reason why the Alexstrasza wouldn't have been the best, even if it's on curve. And obviously, he's at 30 health plus armor, so it would have done as much damage as you possibly could. And we already see the execute in hand for Orange, so smarter play by Massan. But Orange also isn't going to be too tempted to get rid of these with his removal cards, because he's got plenty other options. He's got that Gorehal too.
The problem that Orange is facing right now is that he doesn't have minions. He has a lot of spells. He has removal. He has so many weapons, just crazy. But then he is not able to develop the board. And Massan has the Shield Maiden, and then he will have Lothab, he will have Ragnaros, he will have Alexstrasza. If he is able to pick the Grommash at some point, he might actually overpower Orange. And Garhol is nice, but then again, if you use Garhol, you are spending your health to be able to deal with minions.
Yep. Oh, and the execute does come out.
Yeah, Massan has to be very happy about it.
Yeah. You can see Massan now really starting to think, you know, what options he has, because with that execute away, you know, he can rest assured, like, all right, well, I baited it out once. And what else do I need to bait out?
Yeah, I think just Depths by Lothab is a pretty strong play. You deal with Armorsmith, and you're like, okay, he had to execute my Shield Maiden, and he didn't really play anything significant. That means he has a lot of spells.
Yeah. Another execute does finally come through for Orange, but that's not going to be played right now, thanks to Lothab, so just clear with the Taskmaster. Massan's still knowing that there's not really much in Orange's hand other than spells, because nothing else was played there.
Yeah, Massan can definitely risk Ragnaros, but he decides to actually keep the weapon and not kill the 2/2.
Okay.
Oh, that
tanked the Taskmaster.
That tanked a lot of damage, so a bit unlucky for Massan. But then again, he could kill it with the weapon if he wanted.
Yeah.
He probably didn't do that because a lot of minions, they have 5 health, so he keeps the weapon with a with durability for Lothab, Shield Maiden, / Belcher. So
yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Now we're gonna see a execute. Yeah, the second execute comes out, but that means both executes are now down for Massan, so he doesn't need to worry about playing around those anymore. The Alexstrasza is there, one Despite also gone.
Yeah,
I think he needs Alexstrasza now.
He has to hope that there is no Shield Slam or no BGH, and luckily for Massan, there is like nothing that can really deal with it easily. Yeah,
I mean, he can clear it with the Gorehal and the Whirlwind, but it's not too ideal. I just love that Orange is still at higher effective health post Alexstrasza. He's still at 30. Massan's at 29. Good old warrior matchups.
Is Orange thinking about Dr. Boom and Whirlwind to kill Alexstrasza with the bombs?
Oh man, I think he might be, but he didn't.
That's a bit ambitious.
He's just gonna leave it there. I was gonna say, I'd have loved to see it, but
well, he is pretty safe on like 32. So right now he's getting damaged, but oh, Massan is actually not attacking with Alexstrasza. That was pretty risky.
Yeah.
He would just.
I mean, if you're gonna attack face first anyway, or I mean, if you're gonna attack face anyway, why not attack first? But either way, thankfully, Alexstrasza stayed alive. It didn't take too much damage. No more executes either, so Massan knows that the best way for Orange to deal with that right now, probably just gonna be with face, and we can see that that's true.
He can also play. I think like attacking with the weapon is the best. Is he going for Brawl? Oh, he can also Whirlwind to draw a card first.
Yeah.
But like going for the Brawl for 50/50 is really tough. But then again, if you attack, you are in danger of dying to Grommash.
Yeah, well, he is at 12 health now, so if the Grommash comes out, or 14 now.
All right, so he's outside of range.
Yeah, I guess you just get rid of them, put your own Acolyte down. Oh, and the Taskmaster, he's had both. I mean, you have both, so... Yeah, I'd like to see at least one come out there. Get that extra draw. Because like you said in the beginning, it is going to be about the resources, and Orange is still ahead in cards. Just way below in health at this point.
Yeah, Massan just needs the Grommash top deck. And Orange can still stabilize. If Massan doesn't get Grommash to be able to make a final push, then Orange is should be able to stabilize with Shield Maidens. Even though Massan is representing a lot of damage here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
and ooh.
Boom.
That's pretty good. And no Grommash yet. But still the Dr. Boom. And Massan, of course, still has a lot more health to tinker with on board, so he's going to clear the board, put Dr. Boom down.
Yeah, Dr. Boom is excellent for Massan because he saw like how much trouble Extraza posed for Orange, but then Orange picks up the BGH and he still had like Shield Slam. So there are two ways to deal with this right now.
All right.
Move, counter move.
Yeah, that's what we've been seeing the whole time. And just waiting for the Deathbite to clear the bombs first, and then using the BGH. 4 damage total from the bombs. Not the worst.
Also, Orange is doing pretty good job of... Oh, there is a Grommash. Yeah, I was just saying that Orange is doing pretty good job staying outside of range of Grommash Master, having 14 health.
But it is pretty much set up for next turn. I don't really see a way around this for Orange. Oh, well. No, even still with the Deathbite, I don't think, because you can't clear the well, I guess if you're going to put the Belcher down, oh no, you can't.
Yeah, you can. You can clear it. You attack the 5/5 before 2. You armor up. You shield slam the 5/5, and you play the Belcher. And then
okay, yeah.
You're not dead to Grommash next turn. But then, how do you win?
You don't. You just stay alive just to lose another day. But that's definitely the only answer, being at 10 health. But yeah, I mean, it really flipped heads once the Alexstrasza came out, and we touched upon that in the beginning, that if it's going to be about just counterplays, if you can get that Alexstrasza safely out, you can really start to burst him down, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, Massan mostly had minions, so he was asking the questions with minions against Orange. Orange had answers, but then at some point he just ran out. Oh, Massan is actually... Is he going for Grommash here? This is a bit ambitious, but
yeah,
again, a bold play from Massan. Maybe this will win him the game.
It could.
Well, Sheep is not bad. He can brawl with the Sheep. Oh, he's going for the Ragnaros.
All right.
Wow.
Orange is meditating. Massan.
This can decide this match.
Oh.
But Massan still doesn't have the kill. It's so crazy.
Oh, you're right. Because he went right back up to 14 health.
He has the BGH though.
Wow.
But then there's Explosive Sheep Brawl.
The Explosive Sheep Brawl. He can try. He can try. I mean, he has to. He went for the yellow rag. You might as well go for the yellow sheep.
Alright, yellow sheep. What's going to happen? It's going to survive.
If this keeps him alive. Oh.
Oh, so unlucky.
What a shame. Would have been great to see, but...
This Grom is just immortal. Oh my god, Iron Horde. He's unkillable.
Yeah, that Grom went through a lot. Truly a war leader right there.
Wow, what a game. That was a very interesting warrior versus warrior. It can be either Headlock or Darklock.
It could be Darklock too, that's true.
Wait, Darklock is not running our defender. So I think...
oh yeah, no defenders, yeah. That's pretty telling for the Giants here. Defender Vargas there. But it's going to be another slow match until around turn 5.
Well, this match is all about removal and the threats. So what Handlock tries to do is play Giants as early as possible, play Twilight Drakes, and basically play the threats that Warrior can't answer. And on the Warrior side, you want to have removal, you want to have Shield Slam, you want to have Execute, which Massan actually does have in his hand. So Massan has the ways to deal with the big stuff, and Orange has the big stuff. So I think this will be an action-packed matchup, actually.
Yeah, actually, drawing the Mountain Giant right away on the first life tap is pretty good for Orange, and it's pretty exciting for us to watch, because that means things are going to heat up right away. Massan knows he wants to start developing a board here.
Oh wow, second Mountain Giant. So this is the thing. Like, Orange will be asking those questions. It's like, first Twilight Drake, can you answer that? And Massan will be like, yes. Mountain Giant, can you answer that? Yes. Second Mountain Giant, can you answer that? And then if Massan says no, he will be in trouble.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think Massan's like, okay, well, I'll just trade my Armor Smith happily for the Giant. But that's one Execute gone.
A very interesting thing is that Massan magically got Iron Big Owl, which we haven't seen in previous games, but now it's somehow spawned to counter the Twilight Drake. Where Orange actually didn't play the Twilight Drake, even though he hasn't seen the owl. We haven't seen the owl.
Yeah, it's true.
He can't answer that. That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
With the Taskmaster, actually, that's a pretty good top deck.
And then now the owl for the Drake left. So Massan got through the early stages real well.
Yeah, he actually sighed. He was like, "Oh, okay." Giants are down. That's pretty good.
Oh man, poor Orange. And so, you know, I did want to ask when Orange went for the Giant first. I mean, just because you had the second Giant, I think that's also one of the motivators for Orange of having played the Giant before the Drake. But I forget if Massan top decked the Owl right in turn for the Drake or not, but I wonder if that could have changed anything. Orange just shaking his head on his camera.
Yeah,
that
like,
can't.
Seriously? You run an Owl now? Massan is so chill. He's like drinking his tea. He's like super zen. He's like, okay, I got this. This is I know.
Orange has his own owls, but that's not what he's looking for.
Well, you just lost your big threats, but then you have Dr. Boom as well and Savannah. So Orange is not out yet. Like, he still has a lot of big stuff he can play.
So he's gonna go for the draw first. Another heal bot, so he's got heal to stay in the game. And try to last out until he gets his Moltons and his
interesting choice.
There.
Interesting choice of not playing Dr. Boom. He was probably afraid of possible removal. Like, with a streak of removal he faced, I guess he was like subconsciously trying to play something else to bait out removal, but then the heal bot is not threatening at all.
Oh, perfect damage too.
Yeah. Orange is not giving up here. Like, he has a Twilight Drake, which is another big creature. He is able to deal with the Dr. Boom, and he still has his own Dr. Boom as Sylvanas, so his hand is very strong.
Yeah, and that one worked out for him. Yeah.
And Massan is kind of like out of removal almost. Like, he's using his second Execute. Alright, he's going to get some cards from Acolyte.
See what it is. I think he wants to check to see if he can get anything else before going forward with the Execute, but he's going to take care of that. So pretty much all of the hard removal is out from Massan. Now Orange is really just down to picking up his Moltons and his Jiraxis if he wants to finish off the game.
Massan needs a BGH to be able to counter Boom, because right now he has some board. He is going to draw some cards from the Acolyte. But then again, Orange just has so much raw power in his hand. Like, even the Belcher is still a creature that's tough to deal with.
And the Owl Silence in the Acolyte, I like that.
Oh yeah, you want to deny the card draw, especially if your opponent only has 3 cards in hand. Oh wow, Alexstrasza is pretty good.
Yeah, you've got the Grommash, you've got the Alistraza. So again, Massan seems to always have his finishers ready to go. It's just a matter of finding a way to get there. And he's managed so far. Do you use your axe and take the damage just to get rid of Boom?
Yeah, I think you will have to. Handlock is not a deck that's having burst, so I think you can pay your life to kill Dr. Boom. And then you did deal with double Twilight Drake and double Mountain Giant, so you hope there is nothing else remaining in Orange's hand.
Yeah, there's not too much. The Sylvanas is still there, and the Belcher, of course, for the taunt. And he's got other taunt enablers, so if he starts getting low... at this point, also, I think Orange can pretty much rely on picking up Moltons before the game's over, because he's at full health, and they're already going through their deck pretty quickly. He's using a Defender earlier now for the damage. I like that, since Massan already took damage from Boom just to clear it.
Yeah, right now Massan is definitely in a bind. A card that he might want at some point is Brawl. Like, this is also one of the strategies that Warrior can go. Being very aggressive, force the Molten Giants, and then when your opponent plays Molten Giants, you do Brawl. Right now we see no Molten Giants. Maybe Orange is not even playing them, which I doubt.
That's true. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Which I doubt, yeah. You do play Giants in the Giant deck.
Oh, and nice clear with the Boom Massan.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Well, to be honest, Orange had some bad RNG and Massan had some.
Yeah,
good, so
yeah. Let's be honest. It was about time for Orange to get his fair share. But what do you do now? I think, yeah, you might as well play the Sylvanas. I mean, you saw the Owl come out earlier for the Twilight Drake. It's gonna be 5 damage. And it's going to prevent him from playing anything before a Brawl if a Brawl is there. And still no Brawl.
I think, like, Orange knows that the only card that's really dangerous for him right now is the Brawl. And he dealt with, like, all other removal cards were spent. And with such Belcher, he's safe from anything happening. He's basically on a way to win this game.
Yeah, already down to 9 health for Massan. And Orange, there's not much to play, really, because there's no point. I guess you can just put the Watcher down and not put the Sun Fury yet, just in case the Brawl comes out.
Well, you can play the Watcher and silence it next turn if there is no Brawl, to just go for kill whatever happens.
So you have the Silence and the Sun Fury Protector in hand, so I like that. Just setting it up. Everything else, I mean, it's really just reactionary cards he has for Orange. Lots of heals.
Massan getting some good draws with Shield Maiden, but it's not helping him that much. What he would need to do is to play Alexstrasza to force Jaraxxus. Then Orange misclicking all the attacks, or maybe even ending turn by accident. And then Massan playing Harrison Jones, drawing a lot of cards. Magically getting a second Owl. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It is
so,
just no way.
Science, definitely. You haven't seen the Brawl. Not lethal yet, but very close. Do you Siphon Soul the Shield Maiden?
You can, just to get rid of it because of a possible Brawl.
But at this point, you already have Jaraxxus in hand too, and a Molten Giant, so... It's like, does it go too slow if you Siphon Soul here, and then... I guess you're not really worried too much about burst from the Warrior at this point in the game, though.
Yeah, you're like in such a good shape. So only Brawl is a card that might be tricky, but... Like, Massan has no way to stop this right now.
Yeah, so you're just gonna...
Alexstrasza himself.
Clear it. Yep. But that's still 14...
Well, Jaraxxus is over.
With Jaraxxus, yeah, it's over because he's got the attack from the hero. So, wow, Orange does pull through. Massan just waiting for the turn to end.
Well, Orange might be regretting that he didn't take Handlock as his first choice against Warrior. I wonder. That was an interesting choice to go for the mirror match instead of the Handlock game. But then again, maybe he felt really good about the mirror match.
Maybe. It was an interesting mirror match for sure.
And get a Molten Giant from Mirror Entity. if you're running Antonidas, which is also like can be decent because you get extra burst. But then Paladin is has equality and consecration, so you have ways to deal with the board. But I think like mech mage is well, we see one mech here. There's probably like a small bug of the observer mode.
Yeah.
But it is
chuckling.
It is a mech mage.
Yeah, the Noitron tells quite a bit. So it's gonna be a mech mage. I'm sure we'll get to see the hand as both mulligans finish.
Unless Massan is actually playing a 1-card deck.
Yeah, he's like, the Noitron is all I need. Strongest card in the game. There we go.
Oh, there's Mad Scientist. This is very important information because now we know that he runs the Mirror Entity. If you time Mirror Entity well, you can actually get the Molten Giant.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Especially against Handlock. I mean, there's so many good creatures you can get from the Mirror Entity. And he's got the Mech Warper to kick things off, so Shredder will be coming out next. It's not a bad start. Not a bad start at all.
Yeah, basically the strategy for Massan is to get the minions out, get Handlock low enough, and get that Fireball. Because if you don't get a Fireball, you won't be able to push past 15. Like you get them to 15 points of health, and then you can't attack more. Like you have to have enough burst to deal 15. But if you have a Fireball, you can more or less YOLO it and get them as low as possible and finish them with like pings and fireballs.
Yeah. A nice fat Twilight Drake coming out, but plenty of ways to work around that. I mean, you've got the Annoyatron to soak it up for 1 turn, and then you'll have a 3/2 Cogmaster. Wow, that is a
that would be a huge
board.
Shadow Flame. That would be
that's true.
Yeah, that's the problem because you have to like Orange is really happy about it. You have to assume that there is no Shadow Flame and go all in, or you can just killing one dude is not enough.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
All that work for nothing. Yeah, Massan just smiling. He's like, I should know better. The secret comes out though.
Still, it was a good play. Sometimes there is no Shadow Flame, no Hellfire, and you end up with just this kind of a board and win the game right away. It's like a cool risk you can take, especially because Massan still has 1 more game to play, so you can't take this risk in a mage game to try to win right away.
And the Mirror Entity on that Watcher, that's really no good for a mech mage. But yeah, like you said, also the whole point is that you need to get the ball rolling and then keep them at 15, and so can't really blame Massan for going that. If you play around the Shadow Flame for too long, I mean, the Twilight Drake will just keep attacking. So now he's just gonna try to burst him down before any heals come out.
Yeah, as I said, like he needs a Fireball. Like if he gets imagine like he top decks a Fireball right now, he just wins the game right away.
Yeah, and he's got the Frostbolt there too. But 2 Molten Giants and the Protector coming out.
Yeah, that's the worst. So if he gets a Fireball,
you can see Massan's camera.
He'll be. It still will be tough.
Yeah, if he got the Fireball, he would have had
1 off. I feel.
I guess because of the Asher Drake, he would have had lethal, actually.
Oh yeah, that will be lethal. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, with the Frostbolt, but
that'll be exactly 11.
Yeah, I think you gotta fish. See if you can get that Fireball. Not yet.
And a heal bot.
And the heal bot.
Oh man, I think this heal bot is sealing the game.
Wow, I mean he had Siphon Souls too, but the heal bot, of course, pretty darn solid.
Yeah, I think this game is over.
Yeah, the Shadow Flame.
It's calling it a bit early, but the Shadow Flame with Twilight Drake, double Molten Giant, and now the heals with Siphon Soul and Healbots coming next. Orange is in a super good spot.
Yeah, I don't see a way for Massan to climb back into this, even at this point, even with the Fireball, because of all that heal.
Massan needed something like a Flame Strike, but the Mech Mage is not playing Flame Strike anymore. Well, sometimes people do. You can surprise others with like a Ninja Flame Strike, you know? It's like, you are not supposed to play Flame Strike in this list, and then you have it and you win.
That's true. It's all about the element of surprise. But for now, well, the game's not fully over yet. Orange still is a little bit worried. Because, of course, mages can burst down pretty easily, so he's still going for the safer, like, removal plus heal with the 7 souls, because the Ancient Watcher isn't really meaningful for the mech mage.
Yeah, so now Flame Strike would be... No, like, Flame Strike doesn't do anything. Massan is dead to Draxus. It's just... He got Antonidas, but it's...
It's not really helpful. But might as well get one fireball.
True. He's even dead to like Sun Fury Protector right now.
Yeah, that's game. Well, he took the risk on going full aggressive. And, you know, he knew it. You can see in his camera as soon as he put all of them down. But then he saw the Shadow Flame come out. And that was just... You know, he knew he was asking that question. Orange had the answer. And that is going to be us going down to the last game. Not how I thought it was going to go after Massan doing so well with his war.
Yeah, that's definitely good for Massan, because some versions are more aggro-oriented and they don't run equality at all. We've seen versions with like 1 consecration, no equality. But if he's running equality, he's probably running 2 of them. So his version might be more control-ish with Lay on Hands. So Lay on Hands also would provide some extra draw. Really interesting. Oh, and a piloted Sky Golem. That's also a very good card, because if Handlock removes it, you still get a solid minion afterwards.
Yeah. There's a Muster for Battle. There's also the Aldor Peacekeeper for an early Mountain Giant, which we can expect, I want to say, from Orange.
So Massan's hand is like decent with Aldor to counter a Giant, as you said, Master to develop some kind of board, then a weapon and a Sky Golem. And he gets Iron Beak, where Orange, well, he has the Giant, which is good for him, and Belchers, and now he picks up Twilight Drake, so his hand is also very good.
Ooh, yeah. Pulling out the Twilight Drake first.
But there is the Iron Beak.
There is an owl. He just drew that, and he's already got 2 recruits on the board.
Oh, wow.
So Massan's pretty happy about that.
Massan is actually running a Black Knight. That's another fantastic removal card against Handlock.
Yeah, Black Knight... Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Massan, it seems like this Paladin deck is really good versus Handlock, but he did opt to pick the Mage first. I think this was mostly because you try to pick the Mage, because you know you have this backup plan, you have this Paladin, so you try to pick up Mage and grab an easy win. But if you don't, you still have this Paladin. That's why probably he picked Mage over Paladin first.
Yeah, I think it's a good backup plan here. And he chose not to go for the Muster for Battle. Just get 1 recruit there. Trying to save the Muster for the combo maybe. Now... Yeah, Aldor definitely a pretty solid answer to the Mountain Giant.
He can possibly... I think he needs Master for endgame. So he is not using the Master, even though he will get a lot of juggles with the Knife Juggler, because you want to get all those Shadow Flames and Hellfires out of the way. And then, when both players are spent with the removal cards, you do Master and Quartermaster on 1 turn. To integrate board. Yeah,
so... And I think that's smart. Earlier, we already saw the Hellfire being drawn out because of the 2 recruits plus an owl. Because Orange is starting to get chipped down, you know, slowly but steadily, already down to 19. And we don't see any heals in hand yet, actually, contrary to what we've seen so far in previous matches.
Yeah, it's pretty smart for Massan, like being aggressive, forcing Orange to get defensive, play the taunts, and he's just waiting with this Black Knight. So if there's a taunt, he will just go with Black Knight. If there's no taunt, he can develop the Sky Golem. He also has the weapon, which is very important, because then he can push with damage. What Massan would probably love to have is equality, because you do force Handlock to play Molten Giants, and then you play equality and clear.
Yeah, that's the dream setup there for Paladins. Sludge Belcher would stop things pretty well, yeah, because otherwise it's still easy plays for Massan. Oh, another True Silver. A little bit repetitive, but he'll be able to get through the board here.
Yeah, it's also nice because, well, getting a second True Silver might be unfortunate, but on the other hand, now he can really spend the True Silver to clear and save the Black Knight for something, for a bigger taunt.
So I like it. Especially with the Sludge Belcher having come down, it was actually made it easier for Massan to choose his play. Still no heals for Orange. Looks like he's just going to have to go for a draw here. Not much else you can do.
Well, for Orange, Massan's board is not that threatening. You deal with the dudes here, with the recruits, and you can't really develop anything big. Well, but then again, there is no need for now. Just go for cards, try to protect yourself.
Yeah.
A 1/1 Mountain Giant. Look at that.
Poor thing. Sky Golem gets developed, and another recruit for sure.
Yeah, Massan can't really go for face because of a possible Molten Giant, especially after you got double Molten Giant last turn, like last game. You know that, hey, there are Molten Giants in the deck, and it's possible there are two of them. And especially because he doesn't have a good way to deal with them right now. Like, there is no equality, so there's no need to force them.
Ooh, finally an anti-Keel bot comes out. Orange can still play a Molten if he wants to. He could also just silence this and clear the Golem, but you can't really follow up with that because your Mountain Giant's only 1/1, so...
Oh, wow. He can actually... That's a pretty smart play. Like, a lot of people forget about it, right? Like, you can silence your own minion.
Massan. Not too happy about it.
It's not an aggressive minion at all.
Yeah, it's definitely not what you want to see from your Sky Golem. And a 5/6 Ancient Watcher. I like that from Orange, using that Mountain Giant, because it's already down to 1 health anyway to clear instead of the Watcher. And now you can follow up with a beefy Watcher as your taunt.
Yeah, I guess you do develop Tyrion. You still have that Black Knight, but there's just killing a 5/6 with Black Knight just feels wrong. Where you can kill a Molten Giant being taunted later.
Yeah.
What I find curious is that there is a Harrison Jones. Do you think we are going to see Harrison Jones to Jaraxxus at some point?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Given the way the game is going, I think we can definitely expect that. Massan's definitely going to be saving that for the Jaraxxus for sure.
Wait, how much damage is this? Oh my god, this is super close. It's like...
He's got 6 in hand with the True Silver and the Consecrate. He can clear the Ancient Watcher.
You can actually get him to 10, to 4 points
of
health.
Actually, yeah, if you just use the Black Knight. Yeah, so you're just going to go ahead and try to bring him down super low.
Yeah, but this, again, is super risky, because if you go for that, if there is, like, Molten Giants and heal...
I mean, there's a Sylvanas, too. So... Oh, he's just going to clear it himself with the Muster for Battle. It takes a 4/5, but it's still going to take Tyrion, right? That's the important part.
It's not the worst. But then that was also a smart play, because instead of giving your opponent a chance to have a good trade, you force good odds on yourself. And even though the odds were good, he actually... It's like a second worst, right?
Yeah. It's you gotta count your blessings on that one for Massan. He's still got what?
12.
I mean, he has lethal. Oranges.
He has 12 with Consecration and True Silver and Tyrion, and whatever survives, it's like 4 more, so it will be like 16. So Orange needs to set up its taunts, or if he gets like a Siphon Soul on Tyrion, then Massan will have 5/11, right?
Yeah. So that's still pretty risky. Okay, he's still gonna go for the Siphon Soul. Okay, so and he clears out the 1/3 too. So he's got 10 damage. Anti-heal bot's still in store there. Oh, the Molten Giant gets brought down to 1 once again.
Massan going for a safe clear right now. It's interesting. With one Molten Giant, he could also go for face, but he doesn't have to. Like he can play it. Oh, he's not attacking at all.
Okay, well, I mean, we are at 10 mana, so I think he's trying to make it harder for Orange to also not heal after playing the Giant. I think that's what Massan's looking at here, because if he had brought him down to 15, right, he could have played a second Giant and heal up and then taunt the next turn and still stay alive.
It's incredible how much he respects the second Molten Giant. Well, he doesn't have a way to deal with this, so with the second one. And also, how much damage does he actually have here? This is 5 plus it's 10, 16.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to have to see the Giant, and then taunting both would be fine, right? Even if it's a 1-8, I mean, it's just dudes right now on the board, plus it's 8 health, so it'll be pretty beefy. I don't know how I feel about the Belcher instead. Like, Orange is, I think, pretty scared about removals against his Molten Giant, too.
If there's a Quartermaster, I think it's lethal.
Oh, but no.
Yeah, there's no Quartermaster now.
Well,
so he can deal 2, 5, 8, 12. So he's 3 damage off. With weapon attack into Belcher, then Consecration, and then yeah, Massan is like counting right now. With Quartermaster, it will be lethal. Just attack, Consecration.
It's starting to bite him a bit. He's like, well, if I consecrate now, he'll go down even lower. But I think you want to start keeping your recruits alive. Now, this is really paying off for Orange, though, having been so patient with his second Molten plus his anti-heal bot.
I think Massan is trying to force Jiraxxus as well. That's a pretty smart play.
Yeah, with the Harrison in hand, for sure. Yeah, making sure he leaves no chance of a silence or a taunt coming out on the Watcher either. If you've brought him down that low, do you just attack at this point?
Yeah, I think there's like no point in not attacking. Like, he's going to top anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there is a Shadow Flame.
Wow. Well.
Interesting.
Kind of tough to use the Shadow Flame.
Well, you don't have to.
Right, yeah. So I think you might as well just go for the taunt plus the anti-heal bot.
You know that definitely you want to play Molten Giant and taunt it up, so you have like something to protect you from the weapon. The weapon is dealing 5 damage to you, and then you can go for heal bots, or you can go for Shadow Flame on it to free. Because yeah, the Quartermaster is still very dangerous, so you want to clear that.
All right, yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Massan's not too happy. Lay on hands.
Oh wow! If he gets the equality, he is actually getting. He might get Orange to 5. And there's no equality.
Yeah. There's the shielded mini bomb. You might as well bring that a little bit lower. Well, now you've got the 2 anti-Q bots, which is a lot of health coming back up for Orange, and there's no point in waiting around to use it since both your Molten Giants are down, so we're going to start to see them come out one by one.
Yeah, Orange has to capitalize on the... Oh, equality was actually one card short. The problem that the Orange is facing is that he doesn't have any big minions in his hand. He does have this Molten Giant, but he's going to lose it. So what he has is like removal cards and small conditional minions. And Massan still has a lot of health. 16 is pretty good without Warlock being able to burst. So it will all come down, I think, to Jiraxxus. And then Massan has this Harrison Jones ready for Jiraxxus.
Yeah, Massan, no, the equality definitely going to be used here, and then the mini bot for the trade. But how do you want to go from there? What's the further direction? I mean, muster for battle, but you haven't seen all the removal, namely that Shadow Flame in hand for Orange.
Yeah, you can go with Piloted Sky Golem as Massan went here, because even if you get a Siphon Soul, you know that you will get a minion, like a 1/7 taunt. If he gets the same minion again, that would be so hilarious.
That would not be so nice. The silence on the golem? Or, I mean, it's kind of tough to choose because you can't kill it. I mean, you can kill it with a 7 soul, I guess, but...
Yeah, I think Tyrion, you know that Tyrion is out of the way, and there are not that many more targets to Siphon, so it's like there is a possibility of Bolvar, but not really. People stop playing it. There is a chance for Ragnaros, but not really anyone plays Ragnaros in the Paladin deck. So I think that was definitely correct.
Okay, well, yeah, this is tempting. Just gonna go for the, Oh, nice hit. Alright, yeah, that means definitely just a low theb there.
I think Massan should attack
yeah,
no?
I was gonna say, because he's got the True Silver too, he's got the Muster for Battle also. And you've gotten rid of both Molten Giants.
Yeah, it's not like you're gaining anything by keeping Handlock on 17. Massan knows that. And there is Lord Jiraxis.
Ooh.
But you probably can't play Lord Jiraxis here. You're staring at like, what, 10 points of damage?
Yeah, you gotta go for the heal bot. And then... Oh man, I guess and then maybe even just the BGH. Just to put something on board.
The problem is like when you're looking at the recruits this far in the game, you have to count them as free minions. Like the chance of having a quartermaster is just so high right now.
Pretty high.
Like, so how much damage is there? Like you're staying at 6 plus 5, 11 plus 3 with Juggler. That's 14 points of damage. So if you play Jiraxis, you're dead with like quartermaster. So yeah, that's that stuff.
Okay, Giant plus the taunt instead of the heal bot. Alright.
Is this lethal? That's the question.
Wait, yeah, hold on.
A weapon.
Consecration.
You need to deal 10 more.
I don't...
math.
I'm trying to look at all the different options here because I was wondering if you would go for the True Silver or, you know, if you would go with the Lotheb.
That's one off, I believe.
Yeah, one off.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I had a feeling it wasn't going to be full lethal. Because you would have had to maximize the damage from Muster, which is what I was trying to calculate, but then he wouldn't have enough mana. So he just goes for the entire clear.
Yeah, but still, he's in such a good shape right now. You still can't play Jiraxis. If you play Jiraxis, you just hope there is no quartermaster. You do. I think you just play Twilight Drake and heal because. But like, how do you win from this point? This game is so
you're
close,
playing
right?
You're playing from behind so much for Orange, but yeah, you're already down to 10 health for Massan too. So Massan does need to worry a little bit. I mean, at that point, because Massan's already down to 10 health, do you just play Jiraxis?
Well, if you play Jiraxis, what do you do? Like, you go face with it because you have to? Like, you hope there is no quartermaster?
I think so.
Well, we know that
there's
right
also
now.
The Harrison.
Yeah, there is a Harrison. So he's going to get a quartermaster if he plays one. He drinks 7 cards.
Yeah.
And then
How many
I think
cards do they have left?
You have to kill the dude, I think, because if there is a quartermaster, he's just dead.
Yeah, so I guess you just kill the dude. Massan's pretty happy he's kept his Harrison. Oh, he's playing Coghammer too, okay.
And Orange is like, oh my god, he knows it's over now. There's no way to recover from this. Massan is getting fatigue damage. Is he getting fatigue damage?
No, not yet. I think, oh, he just had 7 cards left. So now he needs to finish him off, which he will next turn at all costs because he's got the Quartermaster, he's got so many minions on board.
And 1 last card for Orange. Wait, is
wait.
Dr. Boom last card?
Did he play? I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think he's played it yet this game rather. Can he? No, he can't. He can't clear it.
Yeah, he can clear.
Well, he can clear the Lothar too, but yeah, he'd still
Wait,
be down.
he can play Infernal and then Shadow Flame Infernal and then kill the free 5. So like with Infernal he can clear, but then how much mana is it? Like that's 6, 8. Yeah, he just has to spend all the cards. But then how do you win from that point? Like there's no way he don't have.
You'd be at 4 health.
And 1 card left.
The Cog Hammer is not lethal.
Yeah, but
whoa.
You know, if the last card is not I win card, then you probably lose.
Yeah, so he's just accepting his fate. I think it would have been worth to see, though. I think he was banking on there not being.
Well, he's not dead yet.
Oh wait, yeah, he's still not dead.
So we can see the last card.
Wow. And he has the anti-heal bot. Oh wow.
Wow, this game was actually crazy. To the last cards, like Warlock just spent, and the fact that he got Jiraxus late and Massan put him like Massan always putting him on the spot. Like you can't play Jiraxus because you just lose if you do that. He had to use all the Tone Givers before. Massan just positioned himself perfectly to win the game. And now we're going to see the last card, which is Dr. Boom. It's not Dr. GG. It's GG for Massan.
I like the Cog Hammer too, just to secure lethal with the Divine Shield and the taunt. And it went on the Shredder, so that was pretty good news.
Even if there is a Doomsayer.
Yeah, that's
not a Doomsayer.
Well, he's gonna be able to heal back up to 9, but what we have 1, 2, 4, 6. You know, so I was thinking, why didn't Massan? I know he wanted to go for the Cog Hammer for that play, but why not just go for the Muster for Battle, right? Because we saw the AoE from Orange.
Yeah.
And he would have just had lethal with the Quartermaster the next turn. It was a little bit baffling to me, but he did make his choice.
Maybe he felt like, you know, after such a long series, you feel like you're in trouble, and
that's true. Yeah,
safe.
Yeah, and especially from the player perspective, it's a little bit different, and you know, there's more nerves and whatnot going through, and we've seen both sides the whole time, so it's a little bit easier for us to call. But
yeah, also Massan is like a very secure player. He makes safe plays when possible,
yeah.
So he felt like he is threatened still.
Yeah, and it's gonna be game here.
Alright, so Orange showing the last cards. Well, I have to say that was a sick run by Orange anyway. Like, definitely kudos to both players. And
absolutely.
Just amazing match, and no sweep this time, Chobra, so
we went to the final 7. We saw all cards in their last decks. I mean, couldn't have asked for a better finish from a production standpoint.